We back with another video. This one is called How the Griffin House Actually Works.
This is the Griffin household, 31 Spooner Street. And if you're a fan of Family Guy, you may think you know this place by heart. Well then, let me ask you, what is this room? Oh, you don't know about that one? Okay, then what about this room? Or what about this room? Oh, you may think you know that one, but trust me, that one actually warps reality. See, as iconic as the Griffin family's household is, it has a tendency to not play by the laws of physics, and today, I'm showing you why that is. That's right, we're going over why the Griffin household just doesn't make any sense. So, alright, let's get the basics out of the way. This is a top-down layout of the Griffin family household, and I'd say it's about as close to canon as we're gonna get. Let's start by taking a look at that first floor. We got the living room, the dining room, the piano room, or the den, if you're weird, the garage, and of course, the iconic sunroom.
Hey, get out of here! This is my house! Oh my God, Brian, what happened? Who did this to you? Did you do this? You son of a...
Honestly, pretty simple layout, right? Only 6 rooms. And yet even still, it feels like
Yo, I can't tell if Peter's smart or if he's dumb. I never know.
you rarely see some of them. Case in point, let's talk about that piano room. Now, a lot of guys might be thinking right about now, why bring up the piano room? That room shows up all the time. Every episode, in fact. It's the setting of the dang intro. To that, I humbly say, you're dead wrong. See, while Lois may be jamming out on the piano in that intro, I feel like it's important to note that the room it all takes place in is pretty blatantly the living room. You can see the stairs going up in the background. Speaker system. That's always shown to be in that room, like in shots like this.
Grandpa, can I just have my video games? I want to play Call of Duty.
I've got the original Call of Duty right here. Jax.
And if you look in the background and past the hallway, you can see the yellow walls of the actual piano room.
Brian, your standards are ridiculously high.
So why exactly did Lois wheel the piano into the living room for the intro of the show? Why not use this room specifically designed for the piano to, play the piano? Well, good question. Not really have an answer. And as you'll see, that's kind of the theme with this house. But, as infrequent as the piano room's appearances are, I think it'd take more than 2 hands to count the number of times it's appeared in the series. I can't really say the same about the Griffin family's garage, though. Here are a few instances I can remember, and they're kind of inconsistent with one another. Here's the garage in the episode Undergrounded. Don't worry about what Peter was doing. And then on the other side of the spectrum, take a look at this clip from Forget Me Not.
You're there. You're there? I couldn't hear you. The radio was too loud.
And here's the garage again in this clip from Peter, Chris, and Brian. Well, that's literally me, by the way. But okay, I show you those because it kind of seems like the garage fluctuates in size and structure a bit from time to time. In that clip from Undergrounded, the garage looks more like a storage room and honestly looks so small that I debate whether it could even fit Peter's car. Meanwhile, in the others, you can see the garage looks much bigger, as if it could, actually store a vehicle. Plus, in those, you can plainly see Peter's workbench in view, which isn't visible in the Undergrounded clip. For as rare as it shows up, you'd think the animators would at least try and really get the garage right when it's in an episode, but nope, this garage breaks reality, but not nearly as much as our next room. Now it's time to talk about the most mysterious room in the series. Not just because it rarely shows up, but also because, well, sometimes it doesn't even exist. First, let's get a good view of what this room normally looks like. Here it is in Ready, Willing, and Disabled.
Oh, good to see your new fiscal responsibilities haven't interfered with your reading.
Pretty simple stuff. We've got some hanging lights, a nice orange chair, not much else. And here it is again in an earlier episode, Mind Over Murder.
Well, me and Cleveland are gonna amstray.
Wait. You guys can't leave me here alone. I can't leave the premises. They're monitoring my every move.
Kinda weird to see it in such an early stage, to be honest. A little different looking, but hey, it's unmistakably still the sunroom. It also technically shows up in Wasted Talent, where it's pretty much the same as usual, just more cluttered with bottles. It also shows up in Halloween on Spooner Street, albeit very briefly.
Hey, get out of here! This is my house!
That is such a good episode. Oh, fun fact, that's the same one where Quagmire sleeps with...
Wow, that was terrific, Jessica.
It was good for me, too.
Yeah, all-time classic. And most recently, the sunroom show...
Ew, yo. Yo, chat, how drunk you gotta be? know what? Nah, never mind.
Up in the episode Road to India, where it actually has some pretty
Looks
cool
like you
lighting
picked
and
up.
furniture. Like, frick, why don't the Griffins chill here more often?
God, I can't believe you're still at work, Padma. It's like 2 a.m.
Do you not know about time zones?
But yeah, for the most part, those are all the major appearances of
What's
the sunroom.
good, chat?
It's literally always shown in the establishing shot of the Griffin house, yet it's only gotten 4 major scenes. Do the writers forget about it that often? Well, yes, and it goes even deeper than that. Take a look at this scene from the episode You Can't Do That on Television, Peter.
If I can't do the book, I'm gonna hurt something you love.
Pretty harmless, right? Peter just pulled the vacuum out of the closet, nothing too fishy about that. Well, let's go back and look at that layout of the house again and look at the living room. Notice anything? Yeah, that shouldn't be a closet, that should be the door to the sunroom. Maybe it's not that the writers are forgetting about the room, maybe it's more that the room is too dangerous for TV, you know, because it's warping the plane of reality. But before we take a look at what's going on upstairs, which is also where we have the most insane cases of reality bending rooms yet, I've got one more forgotten room to bring to your attention. So forgotten, in fact, that it isn't even in our layout. The basement. Yeah, did you even know the Griffins had one? Well, in case you forgot, here it is in plain view in the episode Stewie Loves Lois.
I have so much fun when we hang out, Lois. And I love your hair.
Oh, and if you don't remember, it's also the laundry room.
Lois, what are you doing?
Also, please disregard what Lois is doing. But maybe its most iconic appearance was during Mind Over Murder, where it turned into a bar for Peter and his pals. But take a look at how he gets into this underground room.
Where's the damn pull string?
Ah! You never know what you're gonna find down here.
This hallway is something else. It's also never really seen, but again, that might be for good reason. Let's look at this scene from Moving In. Considering where the basement door was in the last clip we saw, this scene makes no sense. From that angle, you should be able to see the full extent of that hallway and all the rooms it connects to, but here, it's just flat. Even if we look back at our layout, we can pretty easily see that if the basement entrance was directly beneath the stairs, we should be able to get a view of the entrances to the kitchen, the dining room, and most prominently the garage, but even still, nada. I don't know if I'm comfortable with having a dimension hopping room so close to the Griffins' iconic living room. Is that how they managed to cram a whole Broadway stage into their house? Do the Griffins just screw with reality? Are they limited to just their house? Hello, Seth MacFarlane, I want answers! Okay, enough about floor 1. Time to move on to the second floor, where we've got a good handful of mystery rooms to talk about, but first, let's cover the basics. We got Peter and Lois's room.
Where'd you go, my little pumpkin eater?
To the can, because kissing you made me barf.
Their bathroom. Meg's room.
Your father's bringing in the old TV.
Hey, Meg.
Peter, what the hell?
Chris's room.
Okay, but be careful opening the closet, because that's where the evil monkey lives.
Stewie's room.
Yo, for so long, I thought the evil monkey was fake, right? And then they started just showing it more and more. And then I think one episode, didn't the monkey come out in one episode? That was crazy.
Hey, Stewie.
What's up, big guy?
And the general bathroom.
All right, I couldn't find your toys, so why don't you just play with this blow dryer and these rattles?
Now, if you didn't notice, the strange thing about this second floor is where all the bathrooms are. Yeah, none of them are on the first floor, unless we look at this scene.
Just stall him, Lois.
So yeah, there's kind of 2 ways to look at that clip. Peter drags a dead body from the dining room all the way upstairs in the fraction of a second, or this is just a mystery bathroom that makes no spatial sense whatsoever. Take your pick. With that said, for the most part, the main bathroom is pretty consistent. Here it is in the episode Patriot Games. The less said about the rest of that scene, the better.
Where's the money, man? Where's my money?
And then here it is again in Seahorse Seashell Party.
I'm gonna cut my ear off to prevent World War II.
Good heavens, what is it with Brian in the bathroom? Anyway, my point is, we now understand that, for the most part, the bathroom is usually a mixture of yellow and pink walls and is in the same location, off of the hall, towards the front of the house. No questions about this one, right? Wrong. Take a look at this iconic clip from the episode Brian the Bachelor. As hilarious as that...
Yo, hey, yo, bro. That was nasty, bro. That was crazy. That was a crazy episode. Yeah, what's that on his face? Was that a zit? God damn.
clip is, it's actually maybe the most extreme example of just how inconsistent these bathrooms are. For starters, I don't really know which bathroom we're looking at here. As to my knowledge, both Peter and Lois's and the main bathrooms are pink and yellow. Meanwhile, the walls in this scene are oddly blue. Though, you know, I may have spoken too soon. Take a look at the very beginning of this scene.
You're a good pimple, Doug.
Yeah, the walls start off yellow.
I remember Doug, he could talk. He sound like a black dude, which is kind of racist. That's crazy.
But then switch to blue mid-scene. We're already in uncharted territory here, guys. But that's just issue number 1. Think back to when Herbert was through. A window on the back of the house. One issue. No matter which bathroom this is, no way Herbert could be looking in. Our handy-dandy layout shows us that there are 0 bathrooms located on the back side of the house, yet there's Herbert peeping away at an impossible angle. Being a pervert knows no bounds, I suppose. In case you thought this mind-bending stuff was just limited to the main bathroom, think again. Here's Lois and Peter's bathroom on the right side of the room. And here it is on the left side of the room. Yep, one look out that door and you can tell that this is the left side of the room. Need I say more? But that's enough about bathrooms. Time to talk about the room that shouldn't even exist, which is a shame considering how iconic it is. Why is it iconic? Well, it has this scene.
I did not care for The Godfather.
What?
Did not care for The Godfather.
And as correct as Peter's opinion on The Godfather is, it's hard to ignore the fact that Griffin's attic would just not be able to hold this giant metal box. I mean, it's big enough to hold the whole family and a big old security camera system and have an extra room to breathe as well. All in the attic, which we rarely ever see, and can likely not be very tall at all. For instance, take a look at this shot from the episode Killer Queen. You can pretty plainly see that this attic is just tiny as can be.
Tiny? That's a big attic. That's OD, bro.
Oh, and it's filled with some forgotten classics like this.
Check it out.
Look how big that attic is. Hold up.
Just tiny as can be. Oh, and it's filled with some forgotten classics like this.
Check it out.
Look how big this attic is, bro. Like, that's mad stuff in there. Can't front, gang. That's crazy.
Honestly, I don't blame you at all, Stewie. So yeah, obviously it doesn't seem like the panic room would be able to fit in this attic at all based on that clip, but what if I told you it gets worse? Take one look at the Griffin family's house from the front in this very same episode. Does that house look like it can have an attic at all? Those windows from the second floor nearly reach the tippy top of the place. But okay. Time to talk about the room in the house that makes the absolute least sense in the series. It's time to discuss Stewie's weapons room. Now, is this the coolest room of the series or what? But does it follow any physical logic whatsoever?
That's OD. If you had enough money, would you invest in something like this? Like, if you had enough bread, would you invest in like a safe, secret room with a bunch of weapons in it? I think I might, man. I think I might. But then I think it'd be too... People wouldn't know about it because every time somebody come over, I would show them that I got that. Like, this is not something that you hide from people. Like, everybody would know that I have that. It's just too cool. You gotta show somebody, bro. I wouldn't have an entire weapons room and not show somebody.
No, not really.
Can't hide that.
Look at this establishing shot of Stewie's room. All things considered, it lines up pretty perfectly with our layout, but then Lois opens up the vault. And if you're following along, that room would extend right into Chris's room. No joke, this is the most blatant issue in the house in my eyes. The wall that opened is clearly opposite the front of the house, meaning the only way this could possibly make sense is if Stewie and Chris's room switched places. And even then, we know that's not the case because the window to the driveway is still clearly visible in that establishing shot from earlier. Even if the two rooms did switch places, it would still mean that Stewie would essentially always have a secret room jutting out the back of the house, and considering that Herbert clip from earlier... Yeah, that's the one. We know that isn't the case. So one of two things must be true. Stewie managed to create some sort of pocket dimension to store this impossible weapon locker in, or the Griffin house in general just isn't bound by the rules of Euclidean geometry. Considering everything else we covered today, I think I'll stick with the latter as my headcanon. This house just don't make any fracking sense. But did I miss any rooms?
Man, W Video Scribble, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him, man. Scribble is crazy. Hit that subscribe button on me too if you're over there on YouTube, man. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe, man. I got some more coming for you, man. So holla at me.